Growing up, I was always surrounded by Jesus in the church. My parents would read my children's Bible to me, and we prayed before we ate. I went to like a Christian preschool. To me, like we were like an average like Christian household. But it wasn't until middle school, or starting a little bit in sixth grade, and then really seventh grade, where I began to feel disconnected, and I stopped going to breakaway regularly, and I felt as if I had better things to do with my time. Looking back, it wasn't a great point in my life for me. I was seeking validation from my peers and other people rather than from Jesus and God. I really struggled with finding like who I was, and I just really wanted people to like me, and
Yeah.
I wanted it so bad. And I didn't probably go about it the right way. Like I wasn't a bad person about it. I tried taking away like the parts of me that are like, oh, they'll think that's weird. Like, what are you doing Sunday? Oh, I'm going to church. And in middle school, that's not exactly the coolest thing to say. And again, that's so wrong, but that's how I felt. I was like, I can't say that.
Yeah.
So I just kind of pulled away, just didn't know what to do. I was like, I can't, like, I could be doing something
Yeah.
else. And
Yeah.
not that I enjoyed those things better, probably. I mean, I hated swim meets, but I went to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I encountered Jesus for the second time because I felt like I'd already encountered him before, but I just
Yeah.
didn't really understand it because I was so
Mhm.
young. I was like, yeah, Jesus. Like,
Yeah. And
um,
and and I also feel like it's a constant thing. It's not like a one time like I got it all figured out. It's like, man, I'm
yeah.
struggling with this and Jesus is going to help me get through this, you know. Oh, I'm running into this. Jesus is going to help me fix that thing in myself. Like it's a constant encountering Jesus, relying on him. So it's
Mhm.
yeah, it doesn't need to be the first time and the last time that Jesus helped you, you know, it's you're just sharing one time. So,
Yeah.
okay, keep going.
I was like, I encountered Jesus for the second time in eighth grade. Um, and this was the year that I started going to church again regularly. But that was especially, I think I went to Wild in seventh grade. I don't know. It was fun camp. I enjoyed it. Had a good time. So I remember having a good time, and so then I went in eighth grade again. And I just remember that being the year where I felt something. I was like, yeah, like first I probably cried during like the last one, like everyone else,
Of
but
course,
like
classic.
I really felt, I was like, this, like he's here, like
Mm-hmm.
he wants me to follow him. Like he he created me and he knows what he wants from me, and like he wants what's best for me even through those hard times. So then I started going back to breakaway regularly. I made it a priority. um and I felt there was more consistency in my church life. And my small group leaders, we had a new one. They were high schoolers, but loved them. They were so nice, and they just welcomed me in. I think that was the year. Like I'd known Evie for. I mean, we went to the Troy campus together, like before Birmingham campus was a thing, and so I'd known her for a long time. But I think this was the year that like we grew closer, and then like Olivia, like we all just grew really close,
Mm-hmm.
and that helps so much because like they continued like to help me. Oh, what's the word for? They helped me grow in my faith. They helped like made sure like that I felt welcomed, and that I kept that feeling from Wild of like that closeness. And so like that continued. So the consistency again. Consistency was a big thing for me.
Yeah.
um yeah, has continued on to high school. Of
That's awesome.
So I wrote like my experience with Jesus has made me like it's made me a better person. I feel like again I didn't have a negative view on life before, but it wasn't negative, but it wasn't positive either. It's just kind of gray areas, like whatever, it's life. But I feel like I have a lot, like I have more positive outlook on life now. Like I know that he has a plan for me, and sure, there's gonna be ups and downs, but in the end, like it's all gonna be okay.
Mm-hmm.
And like going along with a positive like mindset, I guess. I feel like I've become more positive to I become more understanding to people, um, especially with reading Crazy Love this past
Mm-hmm.
summer.
Yeah.
The whole thing, like like Jesus loves everyone. Like you gotta, oh, so what was the thing that he said? That it always pops in my head now, but of course I'm blanking on it. When it needs to pop into my
Of
head.
course, that's how it
Um,
happens.
it was treat everyone like they're like treat them that they're Jesus, like because
Yeah,
everyone is in like in a way is Jesus, like he's in everyone, and so you'd treat others how you would treat Jesus,
yeah,
like if he came
yeah.
into your home. And so like that's become, at least in the past couple months, like a big thing for me. It's definitely gotten to like the point where this is my measuring progress like the last year. When you told us to invite people, middle school, I mean inviting people in like elementary school, definitely did that. But like in middle school, it's like, you think I'm gonna invite someone? Yeah. But then like this past, I'd say even this, did I do it this year? I did do it this year. But then like end of last year when like you gave us that goal, I was like, yeah, I have a bunch of people I could ask.
Mm,
I think I asked, was it 4 people? Obviously one of
yeah,
them came and then we shut down. But
right.
point is,
Stupid COVID.
yeah, whatever. Before, yeah, like I felt it's
Mm,
nice to see that change. I'm like, yeah, like I want people to come and like inviting people that I think could benefit. Like, I mean,
mm,
everyone could benefit, but people I really
yeah,
think like just really could,
could
like
connect.
they're almost there. They see that little push and
Yeah,
good.
that's awesome. That is a huge change. I mean,
Mhm,
that tells a lot about where you've come from and, where you are now. That's so cool.
mhm. Well, I tell them the journey isn't always easy. um, and to find people you can lean on and it'll help you like grow in each other's faith. So like it may not seem like it's worth it all the time. Like at first, it's gonna seem like a lot, and you're just gonna want to stop. Like it's not worth it. But like I promise, in the end, it's totally worth it. To keep growing in that relationship, finding consistency with the church, and just listening to God, listening to Jesus, and follow his path that he has for you.